Have you ever had the feeling that you were being watched, or rather, stalked? While there may be a slim chance of that being true, it's the reality for certain people, especially if your name is Jack Cobetto. Jack Cobetto is a race car driver from Virginia. It's not uncommon for celebrities to be stalked, but I wouldn't classify Jack as such. Jack seems like a major car nut, owning multiple vehicles, but it seems his main race car is a second generation BMW 3 Series, which is famously known as the E30. It appears that Jack has been motorsports driving for around 10 years. This includes his participation in Hyperfest, a multi-day automotive festival in Virginia. So I would probably classify Jack as a local celebrity at most, boasting nearly 3.5k followers on Instagram, which makes it all the more disturbing when you realize Jack has an obsessive stalker. Now, I would expect this kind of behavior from A to D-list celebrities, especially if you're a female Twitch streamer. But I can't be the only one that feels like the chances of someone like Jack Cobetto being stalked is much less likely. If the stalking part wasn't concerning enough, Jack Stalker posts their point of view of them stalking their victim on Instagram. It's basically compiling evidence for a prosecutor. By now, you might be wondering who this stalker is. I'm of course talking about the Instagram account simply called Jack Cobetto Biggest Fan. Jack Cobetto Biggest Fan is supposedly an elderly man named James Whippersnapper. James has 8 children, which is odd because on James' account in March of 2025, a screenshot shows that his bio said that he had 3 children. So James must have been very busy recently. James is also apparently an adventurer and a dreamer, and I thought it'd be funny to point out that he only follows one person, that being Megan Fox. Surprisingly, James has more followers than Jack himself, sitting at over 27,000 followers on Instagram. James's account was actually created 10.5 years ago in June 2015, but its oldest public post is from June of 2023. June of 2023 is when I assume James started stalking Jack, which could mean this has been going on for the past 2.5 years. Because believe it or not, James still posts to this day. So 2.5 years of stalking is the minimum. That's assuming this started when James made his first post on this account, because we can't see any of James's archived or deleted posts. With James appearing to be elderly, it's likely that he's not very tech savvy. So it may be fair to assume that James just got used to using technology enough to make posts on Instagram. So it's possible that James could have been stalking Jack before June 2023. Perhaps we may never know how long this creepy behavior has been taking place. Speaking of when James first started posting in 2023, his posts started with taking pictures and videos of Jack from afar, usually at some kind of race event or some social gathering. This kind of post from James' Instagram account would become his regular routine. In James's earlier posts, he would compliment Jack in the captions, saying things like, "Outstanding finish for the 14 car today, cheers." Or another post that reads, "Big race for the 14. James often refers to Jack as some variation of 14, such as simply 14 or the 14 or 14 Racer, or even 14 Superfly. That is because, as you might have noticed, on the side of Jack's E30, his number is the number 14. James even makes posts where he points out when he notices the number 14 in his day-to-day life. It's like the new game of 6-7. Yo, it's the 14 Racer. Yo, it's a 14. Like, 14 Racer. 14. Anyways, examples of posts of this nature is like when James's phone battery percentage was at 14%, or when James saw a 14 cone, or when James saw a number 14 bus. Keep this guy far away from schools and school buses. However, James's admiration for Jack would come to a halt. This began with a post on July 9th of 2023, when James stated that he was supposed to be meeting with Jack the next week. Unfortunately, just the next day, James posted a video that he had supposedly received from Jack himself. In this video, Jack explained that the meetup wouldn't be happening because of a family emergency.
Hey James, how's it going? I know you're my biggest fan. I was really excited to meet you, but I had a family emergency come up and I don't think I'll be able to make it, but I got a sticker for you, and I'll send it in the mail, and I hope to be meeting you soon.
In the caption of this post, James was clearly very upset, and this caused James to spiral. This began an arc where James became anti-14 racer. Around this time, James was going through the stages of grief publicly on Instagram. After the bad news, James started sad posting. He made posts about gloomy days. In one post, he said that he was going offline and to not hit him up. But then James's sadness turned into rage. He became angry. He made a public announcement that he would no longer be supporting the 14 racer. He even started rooting for other E30 racers, and he was making fun of Jack. Around this time, James was also supposed to be cooking up a diss track, and he shouted out another account called Jack Cobetto Biggest Hater. Unfortunately, this account doesn't exist anymore. I couldn't find it. The strangest part about this arc is the odd posts that James would make. He posted a random video of a man claiming that it was his old friend who kept falling down. In another post, he claimed that he was moving to Australia to start a tattoo shop orangutan daycare, whatever that means, with some unrelated random images. After all this negativity towards the 14 racer, James began to have second thoughts about his decision to not support Jack anymore. So naturally, James began a plan that he called Project Death Shadow. While he was posting about completing phases of this plan, it was never explained exactly what the plan is or what the phases were. The only part that was sort of clear is that he was referring to himself as Alpha and Jack as Kitten. None of that matters though, because on July 4th, 2024, James completely switched up as soon as Jack won Hyperfest. After that, it was back to regularly scheduled programming. After this arc concluded, James continued to be extremely bold with his stalking. James kicks off his return to stalking Jack with a video of him stealing a fender off of Jack's car on September 2nd, 2024. Even as recently as July 11th, 2025, it appears that James still has Jack's fender. In another video from November 9th, 2024, James picks up what is assumed to be Jack's hoodie and gives it a few big whiffs. In this same video is a very rare instance where you actually hear James speak. Usually in James's videos, the only thing you can hear is the sound of James breathing heavily. This is explained to be because of James's smoking habit, which he doesn't plan on quitting, by the way. Smoking habits aside, it seems that James has always been brazen with his stalking tactics. Even as early as July 3rd, 2023, a video can be seen of James's point of view watching Jack sleep. Even bolder of James is a post from February 9th, 2025. Where James is seen at the same house as Jack watching a football game. And just a week later, James is at the same house as Jack again, this time watching NASCAR. Despite these close encounters, believe it or not, James has never spoke to or even met Jack. In one of James's attempts to meet the acclaimed 14 on March 15, 2025, James is seen nearly approaching Jack multiple times, but he eventually decides not to. James usually claims that he is too shy or too nervous to approach Jack. More on that later. Later on April 12, 2025, in another attempt to confront Jack, James thought it was a good idea to follow him into the bathroom. It is unclear if James made contact with Jack, but us as the audience, it is reasonable to assume that he did not. It is unclear if James has violent intentions with Jack, but on a post from September 23rd, 2025, personally, I haven't seen anyone else point this out. It really sounds like somebody is cocking back a hammer on a pistol. Go ahead and give this a listen and see if you are hearing the same thing I am. I'm not sure if this was intentional or it was just a coincidence. Like I said, James has over 27,000 followers on Instagram, so naturally, he has people calling him out in his own comments section. And funny enough, James has no problem with arguing with these people in his comments. I have to say, it's very entertaining. But the only evidence that we have of James being confronted outside of the internet was on April 14th, 2025. This is when an unknown person yelled at James when he was inside Jack's E30 touching the steering wheel hub.
Hey, what are you doing?
But around this time, James only had between 1,000 and 10,000 followers, until he made his most popular post on May 10th, 2025. At over 8 million views on Instagram Reels, is a video of James laying in the grass with his point of view stalking Jack and his friends in a garage. While that might be James's most popular post, my personal favorite is from December 20th, 2025. In this video, James was outside the house that Jack was in, while James was filming him using the bathroom. In my opinion, it was one of James' most creepy videos, which brings me to why James is so obsessed with Jack. For one, James's infatuation with Jack seems like a genuine admiration for Jack's driving skills and him as a person. James has stated on multiple occasions that he would give up all 8 of his children just for Jack. However, there's certainly a sexual aspect in James's interest in Jack. Examples are as far back as the beginning of James' public posts. Like on June 28th, 2023, when James posted a picture of a bumper sticker that read, "Honk if you're gay," with James' caption reading, "I honk for 14. Furthermore, there are a handful of instances where James zooms into Jack's rear end. And back on July 6, 2023, James posted a picture of Jack having a meal with another man, with the caption saying, "Spotted 14 on a date, and I am not happy about it," implying jealousy, suggesting that James would rather be on a date with Jack. Though James has had other love interests in the past, like in September 20th, 2024, when James explained that he had taken up a love interest named Emily, who was supposed to be from France, but the picture of Emily was AI generated. And as I keep stating, James does have 8 kids, which should be with some woman. So because James has had history with women, and it's possible that he's sexually interested in Jack, it might be canon that James is bisexual. By now, I'm guessing your biggest questions throughout this entire video is why hasn't James been stopped yet? And how does Jack not know that he's been being stalked? James has 8 times the followers that Jack has, and James has millions of views on Instagram Reels. People have tagged Jack multiple times under James's posts, but it seems like Jack is completely oblivious to the fact that he's being stalked. Well, the truth is, this entire Instagram account, Jack Cobetto Biggest Fan, is a hoax. Jack is not being stalked at all. The account could be a type of analog horror. If you saw one of James's videos on your Instagram feed, you'd think it was creepy and weird and you'd probably move on with your life. Social media is so fast paced now that you wouldn't think twice about something that you saw. That's what's happening with Jack Cobetto Biggest Fan. And many people in James's comments are buying that this guy, Jack Cobetto, is genuinely being stalked. However, if you would just take a moment to analyze James's account, you would realize it's just a joke. First off, the guy claims his name is James Whippersnapper. I mean, come on. But that could just be an alias. But the most damning evidence that Jack Cobetto Biggest Fan is fake is that James's earliest posts on this account are liked by Jack himself. Furthermore, on July 5th, 2023, there's an edited video of Jack's 14 car in a NASCAR race. The caption reads, "Who remembers this incredible move by the 14 racer?" Under that post is a comment from Jack. The comment from Jack reads, "I remember it like it was yesterday." In a reel from April 1st, 2025, Jack pretends to not know who James Whippersnapper is.
Who the hell is James Whippersnapper?
But he has certainly known from the start. Another clue that shows you that James's account is a hoax is that the photos that James uses that are supposed to be pictures of himself are pictures of 3 different people. First off, if you look at the main picture that James uses, the same picture that is his profile picture, it seems the first place it was used was on Facebook 5 years ago on an account owned by an older gentleman looking to meet other deaf people. This picture was later used on a TikTok account called Harold Williams 94. In the second picture that James uses, it's hard to pinpoint where it originated, but the earliest use I can find is from 2017 on imageflip.com in a meme generator. This image was also famously used in the "Share and Give My Kids Back Now" meme, circulating in early 2023 on TikTok. I don't know where James got the third picture he uses. Perhaps the person running the Jack Cobetto Biggest Fan account knows this person personally, or they know someone that knows this person personally. Like maybe it's their friend's grandpa or something. About the person running this account. Who is really behind all of this? I believe it's one of Jack's friends, or maybe Jack himself, and he's having his friend film these videos for Jack. It's likely a way to promote Jack Cobetto's account. For example, back in April of 2025, Jack was doing a giveaway, and the Jack Cobetto biggest fan account was used to promote this giveaway. Maybe the account was used for promo, or maybe it was an in-joke between friends that got a lot bigger than they anticipated. Maybe we will never know. So it seems that Jack Cobetto never had a stalker to begin with. So I guess while I was doing research for this video, I was Jack's stalker this entire time. I can't think about that right now. Anyways, Jack Cobetto 14 and Jack Cobetto Biggest Fan are Instagram accounts you can still find to this day. I'll link them down below if you want to go take a look at them. I will say when I first found James's account, it gave me a good laugh and it was really interesting to look into. With all that being said, if you made it this far in the video, I would like to personally thank you for watching the video. And if you made it this far, maybe you enjoyed it. So it'd mean the world with me if you dropped a like and subscribe. Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comments as well. I got all my other social medias down in my description. I got Instagram and TikTok. And I have a second channel where I upload more frequently, usually, where I post gaming content. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. #Life's a beach.